Hello, I'm Marc Cuevas and welcome to New Media Weekly. Today I'm speaking with Tina Cesa Ward, executive producer, writer, and director of the web series Anyone But Me. Having a web series is its own process, obviously, the production, the conception, but once you have it in a space, what have you found to be your recipe for engaging your audience? How did you draw attention? What was the process to begin to establish that this show is here and that you should come see it?
Oh boy, it's a lot of work, I tell you that. Through social media and also through first really identifying who your audience is in your show. You really have to know that, and without knowing that, you're just kind of just here, everybody. So you have to identify that audience, then you got to find the places that audience is, and that's certainly the big thing that you have to do, is just find the biggest websites for your audience and just bug them to put it on or to talk about it and do anything you can to get it out to them, and so it's a huge amount of work. I mean, I think working on a show and producing it and all the rest is probably, gosh, maybe 40% of the actual what you take on when you do a web series, because there's just so much social networking you have to do and pushing of the show and marketing, and at some point you even have to find, like, okay, I need to stop doing this and actually write the show. I need to, so it's a bit of a balance that you have to kind of learn how to deal with, but it's a lot of work.
What are you going to do differently with the project, not only that you just completed, but with whatever is coming up? What do you feel are going to be the fundamental changes in your personal MO than what they were when you first began Anyone But Me?
Well, I think in a lot of ways, through doing Anyone But Me and then going into Good People in Love, I've kind of found, I've always known that I've wanted to work in drama and whatever, but I think I've really found that this is the world for me, is that I'm gonna stick with drama no matter what. I don't care what anybody tells me that it's not gonna fly. I'm going to stick with it because eventually it will. And so, I mean, for me then, kind of going forward, I'm kind of doing two different things. I'm doing a show called Guards of Dagmar, which is a drama, but it's also kind of a sci-fi adventure show, which I'm excited about. I was always a huge Buffy fan, like everybody else probably ever, and so it's kind of fun for me to kind of tackle that, and also to do a real good character drama within a fantasy fun world, and so I'm excited about doing that and developing these wild things that go on, and so I'm also tackling it as a longer form as well. So it's I'm planning on putting it out in like 22-minute episodes. I'm going to start my funding campaign for it, and really push whether this longer format is going to fly as well on the web, because I'm always interested in seeing what's going to work. So
someone has to push the boundaries.
Exactly, so I'm excited about that.
How's that going to affect your choice of platforms?
Well, I think that, if I do decide, and it's pretty much happening, I'm going to, I think you can certainly put on YouTube, and you can go and do it the same way you normally would do it. If indeed I kind of push towards doing it with Mobcaster, which is this kind of new great little site that they want to become like an indie television site online, then I would, have it there, and then I would kind of continue it on there, as well as put it wherever else I want to put it. But I don't think it will really affect the platform, because I really think that even with YouTube now, they're really trying to, with some of the YouTube channels that have happened, that they're trying to push the limits and see how much, if they can do longer form. So I really think it's starting to push that way. So I think that the doors will kind of be open to put it wherever you want.
So the success of the series, and now the other work that's coming because of it, what has changed because of how successful the series became for you as a producer and writer?
Well, I think I can definitely, I have work to show, and work that people can go, okay, well, we believe you when you come through the door and say you can do another series that is good. So, you know, definitely I think winning the Writers Guild Award for Anyone But Me, and along with all the other wonderful things that we've won, that's certainly helped, you know, get me in the door and get people interested in talking to me about doing other work. And, you know, I'm hoping now with obviously doing Gardens Dagmar, I'm going to do on my own. That's just not brand friendly.
Right.
It's more of a television show, so I'm going to pursue that on my own independently. But I also think that you, as an artist, you have to kind of do maybe something that's a little more commercial to kind of balance it.
To pay the bills?
Yes, indeed. But also to, you know, I still think that there's a way you can do that and still feel good about what you're doing. I mean, there's you know, certainly that possibility, and I've kind of found that with, you know, I'm developing another series called Extended Lease with Brand Cinema, and we're you know, developing it for a brand specifically, and you know, I'm feeling good about it. It's another big drama. Brand Cinema, really, obviously, they loved Anyone But Me, and then they saw Good People in Love, and they loved that, and so they're like, all right, we know what you do, now let's go do another series similar. So
it's the equivalent of what any director, creator would want. You did something, somebody recognized, well, you did it more than once, so perhaps we want to help you find a larger audience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Extended Lease will be a much bigger budget than I'm accustomed to. And so with that comes all the other responsibilities of that. And, you know, it's the first time for me to ever really go into that development with someone stage, because I've just been independent, you know, and I've been like, oh, I want to do this. I'm going to go do it next week, you know. And so now I'm kind of venturing into that world of development. So we'll see how it goes.
Frightening and exciting at the same time.
It is. I have a feeling I might be a little frustrated with how not quick it moves, but that just goes along with it, you know. But yeah, I mean, to get an opportunity to do something on maybe a budget that I can, you know, not be just, you know, mad dash on the set would be fantastic. And you know, so I am looking forward to it.
Wonderful. In the last 3 years, what has changed the most in your observation concerning new media and the way the message has gotten out to people?
I think that it's now looked at more seriously. I think even early on for us, everybody was like, you know, we'd even try to push it to fans. We're like, what is a web series? What is this web series? And, you know, you still have your people that call them webisodes. We're trying to weed that out. But you know, I think it is taken seriously a lot more. I mean, there's certainly a lot, you know, bigger talent that's come into the space. Even over the last year, it moves and changes so rapidly. And, you know, so it's nice. I mean, the Writers Guild now obviously recognizes it, and the Producers Guild now recognizes it, you know, so I feel like these big guilds and these, you know, big industry.
SAG had to recognize it.
Yeah, SAG needs to start recognizing it, absolutely. And so, you know, you get that, and they're not just going to give out an award for a couple years and then that's it. So I think they all realize that this is kind of here to stay and that they need to start embracing it. So I think that's one great thing about it.
Where's it going in the next 3 years?
Well, there's a question. You know, you never know where it's going next year, but I think it's still going to progress. But I also always kind of thought this is the best time for any one independent to get into the field, because I think that even in a couple of years, you're going to, you know, it's going to get swallowed up, and it's going to start, you know, only NBC is going to make them, or any, you know, and it's going to turn into the 90s again, where independents were flourishing and fantastic, and then the big guys came in and said, no, we're going to make our own independents now, so long. And so I feel like this is the time to get in before all of that kind of changes.